still see you standing there. Midnight wind blowing through your hair. Remember kisses sweet in the salty air. Where love was forever. Turn the page and they fade to blue. The scene has changed, now I'm without you. And you just walked away when the act was through. And the dream is over. It was almost like a movie, the way you said goodbye. You must have spent a lot of time here singing every line. And now there's not a dry eye in the house. After love's curtain comes down, listen and you hear the sound of a breaking. Not a smile left on my face. The endings are still set to change. And there's not a dry eye in the house. No, I won't do that. I will do anything for love, anything you've been dreaming of. But I just won't do that. I will do anything for love, anything you've been dreaming of. But I just won't do that. Some nights I pray for silence, some nights I pray for a soul. Some nights I just pray to the gods, to sex and drums and rock and roll. And some nights I lose the feeling, some nights I lose control. Some nights I just lose it all when I'm watching you dance and the thunder roll. Well, maybe I'm lonely, but for a while a man can be. I just wanna know the one and only promise I can keep. As long as the wheels are turning, as long as the fires are burning, as long as your prayers are coming true, you better believe it, that I would do anything for love. And you know it's true and that's a fact. Baby, we can talk all night, but that ain't getting us nowhere. I told you everything I possibly can. There's nothing left inside of here. Maybe you can cry all night, but that'll never change the way that I feel. The snow is really piling up outside. I wish you wouldn't make me leave here. I put it on and I put
Welcome to the showcase. This is where I interview entertainers because I believe people like to know about entertainers and how they achieved their success. Please watch to the end, leave a comment, click the thumbs up, and subscribe for more great content. This next act is amazing. I've been waiting for to get Peter on here for a while, but you must stay while the end because you need to know why Meatloaf saved his life. So we're going to talk about that at the end. So watch this all the way through. So let me introduce Peter Young. Hello, Peter.
Hello, how are you?
All right, fantastic. Thank you, Peter. We've had 3 tries and we've got there, haven't we?
Yeah.
which is pretty good. So let me tell the audience first what you do, Peter. You're probably one of the longest standing professional Meatloaf tributes around. So do you want to tell us, Peter, how you got started and what got you into it?
Yeah. Originally, I've been singing since 1988, 88, 89. I was doing normal cabaret, mix of songs, Elton John, Robert Williams, various other people, Michael Bolton, British Tigers, all that kind of stuff. And I was in Spain in 2006, and I was performing at a friend's bar. He just opened the bar, and I was one of his first acts on. And I put a couple of Meatloaf songs into my show just to give variety and styles of music. I did 2 out of 3 Ain't Bad, and I did You Took the Words Out of My Mouth. And at the end of that night, a guy in the audience came up to me and said, you should be doing a Meatloaf tribute. And at the time, I laughed at him because I said, I can't remember 4-minute songs that are going 10-minute songs. And it kind of planted a seed. So I went home after that period in Spain and got the tracks, started to rehearse them. And in the rehearsal studio where I was in Oldham at the time, the guy who owned it came down to see me in the warehouse where he had a rehearsal area, and I was rehearsing there. He came through the big doors because it was an old mill, and he said, if I didn't know better, I would have said that was Meatloaf singing. So that kind of encouraged me in the fact that I must sound a bit like him. I've never been convinced that I do. I only hear me. Anyway, moving on. I did 2007. I auditioned for a company in Cyprus. That's Entertainment. Joseph Kamezi is the guy who runs it. Beautiful fella. And I worked with him or for him for 5-6 summers. I lived there for a while as well. In 2009, 2010, I think it was. My lad who I've just spoke to, he was only 12, 13 when we went. And he said, when he was 14, he said, if I don't go back to school in England, I'm not going to be able to do any exams because I'm getting too far behind with everything. So we made the decision, and my wife made the decision with me to come back to the UK and him finish his schooling. And I stayed on till the end of the summer. She returned home beginning of the school year that year. And it's probably the best thing that happened because he's a good lad now. He's well educated and he knows what he's doing, you know what I mean? So that was the reason we didn't stay. I'd have stayed there forever, me. I love Cyprus. And then I left Cyprus shortly after. I went to Corfu, I've done Zante, Ibiza, inland Spain, various other places. And then I started with a band that I wasn't the boss of. I just sang for the band and got paid a fee. And that was Rock and Roll Dreams come true. And that lasted about 2 or 3 years. And then after that 2 or 3 years, I decided that I couldn't work for them on the money they were paying me because I was getting double the money they were paying me in solo gigs. And the obvious happened and I left. They replaced me with someone else. And then I moved on to getting my own band, which it's took me a few years to get it going. And we don't gig often enough is our problem, but we are one of the, in my eyes, and my band are fantastic. I don't judge me ever, but the show is going down really well everywhere. And we are appearing this July, on the 4th of July, at the Winter Gardens in Blackpool, at the Opera House Theatre. And, well, touch wood, it's going to be a cracking night. It's the icing on the cake for me, really, getting to a place like the Winter Gardens. But recently I went to Canada as well. I got a tour in Canada. thrown at me later on because there was not a mix-up, but a change of artist for this particular show. The dates that he booked in Canada, Forrest Jones Entertainment, and he took us out to Canada. Myself, Ian Hooper, one of my band members, and he teaches me piano, Ian, so he was the obvious choice. Nikki Sims, one of the girls in the band, went with me, and we did 7 shows around Ontario, various places. Visited Niagara Falls, blah, 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 and that went down really well, and they've invited us back next year to do another tour, so fingers crossed, everything's going in the right direction now. What we need, more than anything, I think, is a good promoter, but we're working on that. The Canada thing takes care. He's the best promoter I've ever met, Forrest Jones, but he's in Canada. And yes, he does do other stuff, but he's not at the minute. He's working on it at the minute alongside my man, Ian Hooper, who's looking for to tour Europe, Scandinavia, Germany, Holland, that kind of place. And that's going to be next year as well, hopefully. And then we'll follow that with the Canada tour again. And hopefully by then we'll have a tour for the UK as well.
A friend of mine, I don't know whether you know Pete McCall,
I do know Pete very well.
Rod
Great
Stewart.
Yeah.
Well, Pete and the band, his band are all from Hull, my hometown, and his MD keyboard player is called Terry Bell. He's an MD, and he used to be Ken Dodd's MD also.
Right. Yeah.
And he has a promotions company called TFB Entertainment. So he does all the theatres. He books all Pete McCall's stuff.
Yeah.
Might be a good contact, Peter. You know. And maybe he'll watch this because he watches everything I do. So
okay.
you know, and I'll have a chat with him because I also write music with Terry. So that would be nice also.
Okay.
Now. I want to go back to your Cyprus stint because I did a summer season in Cyprus at the Annabelle Hotel. Do you know that hotel?
The Annabelle? Yeah, I recognise the name. I can't think where it is off the top of my head.
It's not far. I could walk to the harbour from there. Not far at all. It's one of the 5-star hotels.
Were you in Pataras
really nice.
or in Ayia Napa?
I was in near the harbour in Cyprus. What did they call it?
Limassol.
It must. Right in Paphos. In Paphos.
Oh, you're on the other side of the island.
Yeah.
I did a few shows over in Paphos, but I did most of my work over on the other side. You know. Yeah, I have done gigs over in Paphos, and I have good gigs as well. The travelling was the problem.
Yeah.
You know, 2 hours a time every time you drive. And back again.
Yeah.
40-degree heat. The best.
Lovely.
I love the country, I do.
Lovely place though, Peter.
Oh, yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, I do. I love Cyprus. It's a shame about the history, you know, half of it taken by the Arabs and one half still Cypriot, you know. So
yeah, of course. Yeah.
But I suppose all countries have got the problems. Now, Meatloaf is an extremely popular, or has been an extremely popular for years, because being an entertainer and working with bands and DJs, soon as they put on Meatloaf, Paradise or something like that, the dance floor's chocker, everybody's going crazy.
Yeah.
It's so popular, Peter.
Yeah, it is,
Yeah. So I think you've chosen the right one.
Yeah, well, I mean, it suits my voice. It is my voice. I don't actually try and sound like him. It is my own voice. So the similarities are just coincidental, but at the same time, a good coincidence, because it's made me a few quid over the years. And I'm told, and like I said before, I don't ever put myself in this position personally, but I'm told I'm one of the best sound-alike of Meatloaf there is, if not the best. I mean, the guy in Canada said I was the world's best. I mean, it's all down to opinions at the end of the day. Sean, you know, that's a case of...
well, it is. It is.
Take the compliments nicely, and any bad comments, just discard them. Because we're all entitled to an opinion.
Yeah, it's right. We are, and there's nothing wrong with that. But, you know, Peter, there's lots of tributes to Meatloaf out there, lots and lots. In fact, I have a friend in Hull who's called Bat Out of
I
Hull.
know him. I know him.
Jeff,
Well, I
they
say I
call
know
him.
him. I've
You know
spoken to him
Jeff, do
before.
you?
I've spoken to him once or twice. Jeff a day.
Ah,
Is it Jeff a day?
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, yeah. I'd
It
speak to
is,
Jeff.
yeah.
Yeah. We did I think he was
Wow.
on the. Sorry, I think he was on a video we did for the NHS during lockdown. We did Evan
Wow.
Kuwait, and it was about 7 or 8 of us did it. We did, but I'm sure he was on that with us doing that. Evan Kuwait, he did a bit in that. Yeah, Jeff. Yeah, I've known Jeff for
Because
quite a while.
he works with his partner who sings as well. She's an actor and
Right.
a dancer and things like that. So
Yeah.
she's quite good. But it's nice because you know, Meatloaf will never die, ever, because it's so
No.
popular. What's your favourite song from
My
the
favourite.
Meatloaf collection?
I've got to say that they're all good, obviously, but my personal favourite,
Yeah.
if I had to choose one, is For Crying Out Loud.
Really?
Yeah, it's one of I finished my solo show with it because you can't follow it. I don't think. I think it's probably the best song Jim Starman ever wrote, in my opinion, of course. But
Yeah.
my wife's and I only started doing Meatloaf really because my wife loved Meatloaf, and I did it basically to impress her, and we're still together, so I think I've done a good job. I don't know, but yeah. So, but Crying Out Loud is our song. It's mine and her song, sort of thing. So I always dedicate it to her at the end of the night,
Ah.
and the words in it are pretty special, especially what's gone off recently. They kind of cover that as well. So yeah.
Excellent. It's really nice that that you know, I've seen your video, and the viewers will see your video. Will have seen your video by the time we watch this, because your promo videos at the beginning, and
Yeah.
at the end we'll have another one. But it's so nice to talk to somebody who's been in the business a long time, professional, gets the top gigs, and all the rest of it. How do people book you, Peter, if they want to book you?
You can get on my website, www.ultimatemeatloaf.co.uk, and all the contact details are on that. And they can book me through any agent, really, if they want to book through agencies. Because I know some people do for tax purposes and all that, and accounting reasons. So if they want to book me through any agent and they ask for me for my acts particularly, then they should contact me. I mean, some of them they're stuck in the ways they'll only use one, or they'll only use one or two different shows. But all I can say is that if they book my show, they'll get a good show. And I don't say they don't get a good show with other people, but you know, I'm a satisfaction guaranteed.
How long is your show, Peter?
It can run.
Oh, that's good.
Sorry, it can run 2:45s or 2:60 minutes. It can run 2 hours solid. It can run. I've done 3 hours in the past, but unfortunately, I'm getting too old for doing 3 hours now. So 2 hours is plenty. Yeah.
And which part of the country are you in, Peter?
The northwest of the UK. We live in Blackpool now, but I'm from.
Oh.
I'm from Oldham originally. So.
Oh, wow. I've been following a guy from Blackpool, Ken Webster. Do you know Ken?
I do. Ken actually printed me some stuff up for promo stuff a few years back. Boxer shorts and what was the other? The red handkerchiefs with a logo on, you know. So yeah, but I could do with some more, to be honest with you. You just reminded me. I need to get them reordered. Yeah,
that's awesome. And living in Blackpool, what's it like living in Blackpool nowadays? Is it as bad as what they say?
It's getting overrun, I think the word would be, with it's the standard
immigrants.
The image of the place is dropping, a lot because of not poor upkeep. It's just that it's the times, you know. People are shutting and they're opening hotels and shutting them again within 12 months because they're not making enough money. And it's the same old everywhere, I suppose. But living in Blackpool's okay. Although I don't necessarily go into Blackpool itself much. I live just down the south end of Blackpool, past the South Pier, towards Lytham. But it's okay. We keep ourselves to ourselves. We kind of mix with the people we want to mix with, and you know. But yeah, it's There's better places to live, I'm sure, but there's worse as well.
I'm sure. Sorry, or a creek neck
I
thing.
just saw it.
Sorry, Peter.
I've had
Now,
the same problem.
oh, I must have been sat in the same position for too long, but that's the way it goes. At my age, 65, I start to get these things now and again. Peter, we're going to move on to your story that was in the Blackpool community chat. Peter Young said he believes spotting the unusual sound saved his life. Now, Meatloaf saved your life. So tell us what happened, Peter.
Yeah, on the day Meatloaf died, I was asked to do an interview with the BBC, which I did gladly, because as much as a lot of lads said they wouldn't do it because they didn't want to jump on the bandwagon, I thought that I was requested to do it, so I just, it wasn't like I tried to get on there without anybody's blessing. So BBC asked me, I said yes. We did the interview. I watched it back later and noticed at the bottom of my mouth, on the right hand side of my mouth, where I'd lost teeth over the years, there was a gap, and I didn't realise that the people could see that when I was singing. Watching myself on the video kind of give me the thing. So I thought, well, I was off to Cyprus that year in August, and Paphos, to be honest with you, at that time. And I arranged to go and see a dentist in the north of Cyprus, where it's a little bit cheaper than having done here, to have implants, 2 or 3 or 4 implants in the bottom. So I went over with that purpose to do the shows that I was doing for Andreas Michelli. And then I was told by the dentist there, she to give me a checkup. She said, I can't do anything, you've got an infection. So she couldn't do the implants. So I went back to my dentist when I got home a week or 2 after, and they said, I think you've got mouth cancer, but we'll have to refer you to the hospital. So I went to the hospital, got diagnosed with stage 4 mouth cancer. So had Meatloaf not died, I wouldn't have known anything about it, and I'd probably be dead now, to be honest with you. So you're speaking to a ghost.
My God, what a story. Did you have no symptoms, Peter? Did you have no pain?
No. I had, over the years, I like everybody, or most people, lose a few teeth. I had an upper partial denture, which was on a titanium frame, and it was scratching the gum at the top of my mouth and shredding it. It was like shredding it. So I was going to see about that, and I didn't for 1 minute. It wasn't painful. It was just when I was eating, there's like I'm hoping nobody's eating now, like a flap of skin where the gum was. And I just thought because it shredded it. And obviously it was the mouth cancer, I'm assuming, because it was in the roof of my mouth. And then I was in hospital. Well, I got diagnosed in October in 2022. I was in hospital having the operation on the 5th of December. Dr. George Marcos, a beautiful guy, saved my life, basically. I was in theatre. My longest theatre appearance, it was 11 and a half hours I was in the operating theatre, because they had to remove the cancer, and then on my left wrist I have a piece of skin they took from my left wrist and all the blood vessels and the nerves to replace what they'd removed. So if you can imagine, when you put your thumb on the middle of your hand there, that's quite firm. But when you do that on your thumb, it's soft. And that's what it feels like in my mouth now. So the top of your mouth is normally hard, but on the right-hand side, mine's not now anymore. It's a bit soft, so it's difficult to eat things like steak. I can't chew them. They're implants. I've got implants everywhere now. When they did the operation, they put the pins in for the implants, but I never got the implants fitted for another 6 or 8 months. So I was out of action for nearly a year, to be honest with you. But the one thing, the doctor who diagnosed me said that he didn't think I'd sing again. However, the doctor who did the operation guaranteed me he'd have me singing again, and he's been true to his word. So, and it's not really affecting my voice. If anything, my voice has got better and stronger. So it's weird. Like I say, it's the whole scenario is basically Meatloaf dying saved me. And I wrote my own song since then, actually paying tribute to Meatloaf, and it's called January the 20th, because it was the day he saved my life, basically. So, I mean, I can send you a link.
And do you sing that live?
I have been doing them a solo.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll send it
Yeah,
over to
send
you.
me a copy of Peter, and we'll put
Yeah.
we'll put it on the video. Yeah, that's
Okay. Yeah.
fantastic. That. And you do you do anything else? Are you an author? Do you write books or anything?
I've got this thing in my head. I want to write a book about my experience. Obviously, I can't decide where to start it. Whether I do it from the beginning of my singing career as such, or do I just do it from when I found out when Meatloaf died and move it on from there? I haven't decided yet. Once I decide the starting point, I'll start writing. How long that'll take, I don't know. I've been thinking about it for years, but since I had the operation, the one thing that sticks out in my mind from the operation, when I come round from the anaesthetic, my wife was sat in front of me, and it was as if she was floating above me, and there's blackness behind her with just stars shining everywhere. And they told me it was the anaesthetic wearing off, but in the song For Crying Out Loud, it does have a line where it says, "You was flying right above me." So that's the bit that gets me usually. It's a song that, if I do it okay, I put the emotion into all Meatloaf songs. You can't sing Meatloaf without putting the emotion in. That's a definite. But it's from a personal point of view that I do that song, but still try and put the same effort in that Meatloaf used to. And like I say, it's one of my favourites.
That is. Well, firstly, I need to say congratulations that you've come through such a tragedy, because your picture, on the community chat there looks terrible, and I'll put that on the video for people to see. But
Of course,
we've got to say thank the Lord now that you're back up and running, and we've got Peter Young back as the best Meatloaf tribute in the world. Wow.
So they say.
Yeah. And to come through something like that, I mean, you wouldn't have known if you hadn't gone to dentist. So,
no. And I wouldn't have gone to the
everybody
dentist.
out there who's got...
I wouldn't have gone to the dentist if it wasn't for the fact I saw the interview replayed. So, again, if they hadn't have asked me to do the interview, I wouldn't have known again. So, everything happens for a reason, I believe.
You're right. I was going to say that, Peter. There must be something behind all this. It's really strange, how
I'm
it
not
all
a religious
fits
person.
into place.
Yeah, I'm not religious, but something was working in my favour for sure. Yeah. I claim you.
A friend. Well, absolutely. A friend of mine called Ivor is on one of my podcasts. He's just written a book.
I know Ivor.
Took him 4 months from start to finish. Do you know Ivor?
Well, I used to speak to him regularly. We fell out once, I think. So he's a very argumentative guy.
Oh, well, I can understand. Yes. Especially with the agents.
Yeah.
But he's a good lad, and he's written this book, and he's sold all his books already. Dolly Boy Dreams, they call it. And he did it in 4 months, him and his wife, which is really spectacular, because I said to him, I'm an English teacher, and the grammar and everything must have took you ages to... Oh, he said, we nearly fall out, me and the wife, over the grammar and everything. And he said, I wouldn't write another one. So there's some tips. You'll have to watch it. You'll have to get his book, Peter. It's quite good, So we've been talking to Peter Young, and Peter's in Blackpool. When's your show at the
Winter Gardens?
At the Winter Gardens.
It's the 4th of July, Friday, the 4th of July, Independence Day.
Right. So Friday, 4th of July, the Winter Gardens in Blackpool. How much are the tickets, Peter?
I think they range between 20 something and 30 and £40, something like that. But I think most people are paying like 35 quid, I think, something like that, on the tickets. So I think they have a discount.
Is that with your band as well?
Yes, with a 10-piece band, yeah.
Oof. If I were in the UK, I'd be coming to see that, Peter. I'm in Thailand.
Yeah. We can swap if you like. You do the show.
So that's great. I wish I could sing like you, Peter. I do. But we've been watching Peter Young, who's absolutely very interesting guy, very talented, doing the Meatloaf. And if you want to go see him, then I suggest you look him up, look at his website. I'll put that on here as well. Fantastic. And thanks for talking to us about your story, Peter, because it's very different. There's not many people who can
there's not many
tell a story like that.
Yeah, there's not many Meatloafs can tell them to save their lives. I'm a one-off, I think.
You're absolutely right. You are. So, on behalf of the showcase, please watch all this way through. If you want to leave Peter a message on the YouTube site, I'm sure he'd be happy to read them as well.
Yes,
click the thumbs up and subscribe, and let's get Peter's profile really high. Currently got about 65,000 watches. So out there must be some international bookers and agents and everything that would like to book Peter, the best Meatloaf show around. So on behalf of me, Sean from the Showcase, I hope you've enjoyed this one. Thank you for watching. Peter, last words from you.
If you come to see us in July at the Winter Gardens, come and say hello. We're very approachable. We're just normal guys doing a job we love. And keep on rocking.
Keep on rocking. Thank you very much. The Showcase.
Get ready for the ultimate Meatloaf tribute experience. Coming to Canada for the first time ever this February and March. You won't want to miss it.
Hey, like a bat out of hell, like a bat out of hell. Now don't be sad, 'cause 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Oh, it must have been while you were kissing me.
Contact Forrest Jones Entertainment for details.
It was January 20th. I was woken by my wife. Little did I realize that day you saved my life. The music world was saddened. Your followers bereft. You were a rock phenomenon, but what a legacy you left. You loved to sing those diamond tracks, although you struggle with your health. For crying out loud, heaven can wait. I couldn't have said it better myself. You were all revved up with passion on board the Neverland Express. Although you may have left us now, we all still love you nonetheless. The kind words that were spoken of your life through others' eyes were words of sympathy and sadness at the news of your demise. But me, I owe my life to you, and though I'm sad you passed and left, your exit from the stage of life saved me from certain death. And though I'm not religious, I believe fate chose you to leave, so that I could go on living life and my family needn't grieve. It was January 20th, I was woken by my wife. Little did I realize that day you saved my life. You'll never be forgotten, 'cause the music's timeless, you can tell. Paradise by the Deadwood Light, 2 out of 3 and out of hell. hear your cause commotion up in the world, a flames above. You performing to the angels. I would do anything for love. You took the words right out of my mouth.